Hey guys, it's Kevin again. This is going to be for Wilfred, Season 4, Episode 7, Responsibility. And first time I watched this episode, I'm like, you know what, this episode's extremely filler. I did not like it, but I watched it a second time, and I realized that this episode was really good because it didn't focus on the main idea of the season. It was more of a closure episode to side characters. It was a closure to Ryan's mom. I don't know if it was a closure to Kristen, but mainly this episode was about Kristen and Catherine not getting along at all, and basically Ryan was trying to get them to make amends because he's tired of his sister and his mother fighting constantly. Kristen, they're talking and everything. She's telling him how they have a job, she has a new job and possibly dating someone, and she gets a call from her mom, and you can see that she's not really happy with her mom. She's her legal guardian. She's not really happy with that. We find out that her mom is being let out from the mental institution. She's being let out, and just like last week, they changed the actress for Ryan's mom. Now, in my opinion, I forgot to say, I actually didn't realize that because Bruce wasn't a huge character. Well, he was. I just didn't really remember Bruce's character last week. But his mom, I definitely could tell they changed the actress to. However, Bruce last week was horrible. I mean, the actor for Bruce was horrible last week. The actor for his mother was actually not that bad. I thought this replacement, she worked, she did what she had to do, and she worked, I didn't really care that they replaced her. I didn't, because I thought it was, I thought it was still really good that they replaced her. She has this doctor, Dr. Cahill, and she's being released, and Kristen is not really happy about this, and Ryan really wants them to repair their friendship. So, I mean, repair their relationship as mother and daughter. And basically, they go over to their mom's house, and we find out that Dr. Cahill is actually her new boyfriend. Yeah, Dr. Cahill has a lot more to do in this episode, which I actually really liked. Now, Kristen, of course, is not happy about this. We don't really know why she's not happy. We find out a little later. But Wilfred is actually saying to Ryan that he could, that maybe trying to, get Dr. Cahill to leave might actually make things worse for them, which he decides to do. Wilfred had this other plot, which I'll talk about, but basically what ended up happening was Ryan decides to talk to Dr. Cahill, and, Kristen obviously is not happy about this. She basically says to Ryan, either he leaves or I'm sending Mom back to the mental institution. So he decides to talk to Dr. Cahill, basically, and I really like this next scene. He tells Dr. Cahill that he knows that he really loves, his mom and everything, but he cannot continue it because it does not, it is not good for his sister and his mother, and unfortunately he has to leave. So he does end up leaving them, which is really sad. I thought it was definitely sad that he ended up leaving them. And basically what ends up happening after that, though, is he definitely regrets it. He bangs on the door, and, he's banging on the door waiting for someone to come out. And basically, Catherine sees what he's done, and, Catherine sees him, and he tells her he was really upset at what he said, and he actually wants to marry her. Now, Kristen is infuriated by this. We don't exactly know why, but she's infuriated that her mother's getting married, and she's infuriated. And basically, Wilfred had posted something on Ryan's Facebook about second chances and things like that. And Ryan's really upset because he thinks that this is going to completely destroy his mother and his sister. He is expecting them to, tear it up, and so Kristen is planning on sending Catherine back to the mental ward. We even see the people come in, and, finally his mother does say, finally his mother does say that, she basically says, why are you doing this? And we finally find out the reason, and I loved this part of the episode. Oh my god, the acting in this episode between Kristen and her mom was just so, so good. I love this. Kristen says to her mom, it's not fair. It's not fair because everyone is happy except her. We find out that Kristen has been lying. She hasn't dated anyone except for this one guy she met at Color Me Mine. She hasn't dated anyone. She, doesn't have a job. She's not doing very well. All she has is Joffrey. She needs to provide for Joffrey, and she can't. And, you just see her, she's crying to her mom, and the emotion in this scene was so real, and that's why I loved this episode so much, because it didn't focus so much on Ryan, it focused more on his sister and his mother trying to repair the relationship, and finally we see here that they are probably repairing the relationship. Now, I'm going to say this right now, I think this is the final time we're going to see his mother. The way they closed out definitely seemed like closure. As far as Kristen, I don't think this is the last time we're going to see her. She's one of the 4 main characters. We're going to definitely continue to see her. This is not the end of Kristen. But I absolutely love that main plot. I thought it was a very, very strong main plot, and I really enjoyed it. I thought they handled it so well. I thought it was so well done, and I overall just really, really enjoyed it. Just very, very good stuff there. Let's get to Wilfred stuff in the episode. In my opinion, it didn't really go with the rest of the episode. I was not as into Wilfred stuff in this episode. I cared more definitely about Catherine and Kristen. Ignore the phone, please, guys. I don't know who's calling. But basically, what ends up happening is that, basically what ends up happening is that, Catherine and Kristen, that plot was definitely very interesting. Now, Wilfred, in the meantime, was jealous of Catherine's dog, Ralston. He was jealous of, this dog, Ralston, because Ralston has 3 legs and everything, and I thought that whole plot was very stupid. He even wanted Bear to, cut his leg off. The whole thing with Wilfred, I was happy that Wilfred eventually gave it up, but the whole thing with Wilfred losing an arm was horribly done, in my opinion. Horribly done. That was just horribly done. The way they could have done it, they could have done it in a lot more dramatic way. It's a good cliffhanger, I'm not saying that. It was the way to execute it. It was not done well. Especially with the whole dramatic feel of the rest of the episode. It didn't work. I did not like that Wilfred had this silly, side plot in this episode. I didn't think it worked at all, really. I didn't think it went with the rest of the episode. It didn't go with the feel of the episode. For me, personally, I just was not as into that part of the episode. I wasn't. I was not as into it, and I was more into Catherine and Kristen's storyline, definitely. Their storyline was very well done. One of the things I really liked about their storyline was it was just a normal storyline. It was normal. It wasn't anything weird. This episode, in my opinion, I did like it more than last week. I did. Was it as good as episode 5? No. It was probably the second best episode of the season. Looking back, I really did not like last week's episode. This episode I liked a lot more. Yes, it was a little bit filler, but it was still very, very good. We got a lot of closure to, Kristen and Catherine. A lot of closure to them. A lot of closure to Kristen and Catherine's storyline. Their whole making up thing. It was really great to see that scene. Really loved that scene when we find out that Kristen's not happy. I really hope that Kristen does turn her life around. I feel like she's going to. Now, my only complaint with this episode, we have 3 episodes left, and not much plot development as far as the cult goes in this episode. Honestly, though, this episode did not need that. We did find out that his mom in no way knew Bruce. She had no idea what he was talking about. She did ask him about Bruce. She had no idea what he was talking about. So that went nowhere. And I guess next week we're going to be reintroduced to that. The thing is, you really need to start picking up the pace a little bit because we have 3 episodes left. The final episode is August 26th or something like that. No, August 20th. August 20th is the final episode. So we don't have that much time before, from then till now. But that's basically from my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys saw this episode. Overall, for me, I really enjoyed it. I really like the scenes between Catherine and Kristen. I thought that was really well done. What do you think of the Wilfred subplot? I thought it did not fit the tone of the episode at all, in my opinion. That's from my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be for another classic movie review. So I'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.